She makes $71,000 a year. He makes $64,000. Combined household income of $135,000. Top 30% of American earners. They drive nice cars, live in a decent neighborhood. Their kids go to good schools. From the outside, they look successful. But here's what you don't see. They have $2,300 in their savings account. They're carrying $18,000 in credit card debt. And last month, when their HVAC system died, they had to take out a personal loan to replace it. They're not failing because they don't earn enough. They're stuck because of 5 financial habits they don't even realize are traps. Habits that feel responsible. Habits that society tells them are smart. Habits that are silently destroying their ability to build real wealth. If you're making good money but still feel financially fragile, if you're doing everything right but wealth feels impossible, these 5 habits are probably running in the background of your financial life right now. My name is Bobby, and today I'm exposing the invisible habits keeping middle-class families trapped in the exact same financial position year after year after year. Habit number 1, financing depreciating assets. Here's what middle-class families do. They finance cars. Not just any cars, nice cars, $35,000 SUVs, $40,000 trucks. They put $3,000 down and sign up for a $650 monthly payment for 6 years because everyone has a car payment. That statement right there is the trap. Everyone has a car payment, so it must be normal. It must be fine. Let me show you what that $650 monthly payment actually costs. Over 6 years, you'll pay $46,800 for a vehicle that's now worth maybe $18,000. You spent $46,800 to lose $17,000 in value. And the moment you finish paying it off, what do most people do? They trade it in and start another 6-year cycle. Meanwhile, wealthy people, they're either buying used cars with cash or they're driving the same boring paid-off vehicle for 10 years while investing that $650 monthly payment. After 10 years, that invested $650 becomes $108,000. The middle class spent that money to drive a nicer car to a job they hate. Habit number 2, buying houses they can't actually afford. The bank approves you for a $450,000 mortgage. The realtor shows you beautiful homes at the top of your budget. You fall in love with granite countertops and a big backyard. You sign the papers. Congratulations, you just locked yourself into meeting both incomes forever. Here's the trap. Banks approve you based on what you can technically pay, not what you can comfortably afford. They calculate that a $2,800 monthly mortgage is affordable because it's within the debt-to-income ratio guidelines. But they don't account for the real costs. Property taxes that keep rising, HOA fees, maintenance and repairs, utilities on a bigger house, the pressure to furnish it nicely, landscaping to keep up with the neighbors. That $2,800 mortgage becomes a $4,200 monthly housing expense when you factor in everything. And now you're house poor. You've got a beautiful home and no financial flexibility. You can't take risks. You can't change careers. You can't survive a job loss. You're stuck. Wealthy people buy houses that one income can cover. The middle class buys houses that require both incomes working at maximum capacity forever. Habit number 3, treating retirement savings like an emergency fund. The middle class loves their 401k contributions. They're investing in their future. They're being responsible. They brag about maxing out their retirement accounts. But here's what they're actually doing. They're locking up all their money in accounts they can't touch for 30 years while having nothing available for actual life. So when the transmission fails, when the medical bill arrives, when the roof starts leaking, what do? They pull out the credit card, or worse, they take a 401k loan, paying taxes and penalties to access their own money. This is backwards. Wealthy people build liquidity first. They pile up 6 to 12 months of expenses in accessible accounts. Then they invest. The middle class does the opposite. They've got $180,000 in retirement accounts they can't touch and $1,400 in checking. Habit number 4, outsourcing everything because time is money. The middle class is exhausted. Both parents work full-time. Nobody has energy for cooking, cleaning, or home maintenance, so they outsource everything. Meal kits, DoorDash, house cleaners, lawn service, oil changes at the dealership. They're paying premium prices for convenience because time is money and they're too busy. But here's the math nobody wants to face. If you're making $35 per hour and you're paying someone $25 per hour to mow your lawn, you're not saving time profitably unless you're actually working during that hour. Most of the time, you're not. You're scrolling your phone or watching Netflix while paying someone else to do a task that takes 45 minutes. Wealthy people understand the difference between tasks that genuinely require outsourcing and tasks they're outsourcing because they've built a lifestyle that leaves them too depleted to function. The middle class is spending $1,500 to $2,500 monthly on convenience services that are symptoms of a broken schedule, not solutions. Habit number 5, confusing income with wealth. This is the big one, the habit that underlies all the others. The middle class thinks wealth is about earning more, so they chase raises, they take promotions, they increase their income from $85,000 to $105,000, and they feel like they're winning. And then their lifestyle expands to match. Bigger house, nicer cars, better vacations, private schools, and 5 years later they're making $105,000 and somehow have less money than when they made $85,000. Because income isn't wealth. Cash flow isn't security. Wealthy people understand that wealth is measured by assets that generate income, not by paychecks that disappear into expenses. The middle class looks at their W-2 and feels successful. Wealthy people look at their investment accounts, their rental properties, their businesses, the assets that work for them while they sleep. Here's what happens when you break these 5 habits. You drive paid-off cars and invest the difference. You buy a house one income can afford and bank the second income entirely. You build a cash cushion before locking money away for decades. You protect your time and energy by living within sustainable rhythms instead of outsourcing exhaustion. And you stop measuring success by income and start measuring it by freedom. Within 5 years of breaking these habits, you'll have what most middle-class families never get. Options, the ability to take a risk, to change careers, to handle emergencies without panic, to build actual wealth instead of just looking wealthy. These 5 habits aren't your fault. You were taught them. Society normalized them. But now you know. And knowing means you can choose differently. The middle class stays stuck because these habits feel responsible. Breaking them feels risky. But the real risk is spending your entire life doing what everyone else does and wondering why you never get ahead.